Just talk about a couple business items. We do not have virtual classrooms on Thursday this week. If you're able to come on
Aw.
Friday, that'll be fantastic. I'm just going to have everybody show up at 9:30 on Friday if you can. And I know some of you, never planned on a Friday, so you won't be able to. But it'll just be an extra help session basically on the project that we're going to end with today. Hi Claire, I'm glad you came back.
Hi,
Okay.
Claire.
All right. So, because we do not have virtual classrooms on Thursday, you're going to have extra time this week to do some of these assignments. So, let me just kind of show you where we're at. I'm going to go ahead and mute you guys for now, just so I have um, complete silence for a Moon, Mars, and Beyond project. We are almost at the end. We have our final presentation on November 21st. And if you have not RSVP'd yet, you need to do so today. Let me show you what it looks like. Hi, Adam. I saw that you just showed up. Yay. So if you have not done this yet, you need to type in your name, your grade level, and you need to tell me if you will be there in person or if you will be logging into the virtual classroom. I need to know how many tables to set up and how many computers to have ready. So this is very important that you do this. You don't have a choice. You're going to be there one way or the other. that's, that's all there is to it. Okay. So today we don't have a new lesson. Believe it or not, we are actually at the part where we're going to get to apply for our jobs. And yes, you have, Tristan. That's fantastic. I'm glad you've done the RSVP. Some people haven't. That's why it's on here. Um, Let me show you what those jobs were one more time in case you have forgotten. Okay, so here are different jobs. And I'm sure you can probably remember how we practiced each one of the skills that went along with these different jobs. Let's see, the first job is called a transmission specialist. So, if you are going to apply to be a transmission specialist, you're going to be receiving info and about clues about the ship's lost location. You're going to be decoding the location and reporting that information to mission control. So, do you guys remember the lesson on decoding? Give me a happy face in the chat if you remember our lesson on decoding. Remember the symbols, and you had to go and look for what each symbol stood for? Okay, perfect. And then as soon as you figured out what the symbol stood for, you came up with a message. So if you want to be a, oops, I did not mean to do that. If you want to be a transmission specialist, that's what you would apply for. Okay, our next one was the navigational specialist. This was plotting the location of each of the planets and unknown objects on a coordinate grid. So you're going to be helping to determine the location. So do you guys remember the lesson on the coordinate grid and plotting points? Happy face in the chat if you remember plotting points on the graph. Okay, good. Remember the X and Y coordinate? Good. Good. Yay. So if you apply for that job, that's what you, and you get that job, I should say, that's what you would be doing. Cargo specialist. Okay, this was actually, I think, last week when we were calculating food, water, and oxygen needs for the rescue mission. And you need to calculate the packing crates. So how much of everything will go into those packing crates. So do you guys remember the lesson on Grandma and Grandpa at the beach and how many snacks we all needed? Okay, good. And we made, remember, we had two different strategies. We either drew pictures to figure out how many bags of snacks were needed, or you can create that chart, that T chart that we created. So, okay, perfect. So that's a cargo specialist. Communications team. Now, this is a job that there really isn't a lesson for. The only thing about the communications team is you have to be there in person because it's actually a physical running back and forth type of job. Um, if you apply to be there or to be part of the communication team, you're going to be relaying vital information to mission control. So basically, you're going to be taking all of the data that these other students are giving you, and you're going to be running over to the computer with the NASA scientist and reporting it to them. Okay. So you actually have to be there in person. Um, sorry. But, oops, gosh, I did not mean to. Google Docs is so tricky. If you like barely touch it, it totally like changes your slide and it's annoying. Okay. So I'm going to turn your microphones back on and I'm going to have you ask any questions you might have about any of these jobs.
Yes.
Okay.
Miss Bruns?
Yes. Yeah, go ahead. Your microphone's on. Whoever said that.
So I have a question. How do you apply for the jobs?
Oh, that I'm going to show you that next. Yep.
Miss Bruns?
Uh-huh.
So I have to be in person if I'm going to do communications team?
Yeah, you would have to actually be there at the Cantrell gym. That's the only job that can't be done in the virtual classroom.
Okay.
Mrs. Bruns?
Yes.
Where is it and when is it?
It is on November 21st in the Cantrell gym. If you can't be there in person, then you're going to be in the virtual classroom instead. And it starts at 9 o'clock in the morning. Okay?
Whoa.
Yeah,
I
so
get up at 5.
Yeah, so I'll show you again. See, here it is. If you just click on this RSVP, Micah, it'll give you all of the information again. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Is that in my email?
Yes, it is. And actually, after, let me show you guys again how to get to your Google Docs. So in your email, whenever I give you something in a Google Doc, you're going to get an email and you can just click on it and open it up. But if you want to go back and look for it later, go over to these little buttons right here. It looks like little squares. Click on Google Drive and then type in the name of whatever document you're looking for. So you can go to shared with me and here, let me show you.
Would you like us to get into it, Miss Bruns?
If you'd like to, that'd be great.
Gotcha.
So here are all of the documents that have ever been shared with me. And then in your personal account, it would be documents that have been shared with you. So you can look for it that way, or you can type in 11-11, and here it is. That's what we're looking at today. Okay? And there's going to be approximately 2 to 3 people on each team. Clara just asked me that. So let me show you what the application looks like. Okay, so you'll click on Mission Application when you're ready to apply for your job. And here we go. So this is another reason we're not going to have a virtual classroom on Thursday. I want you to spend a lot of time putting some effort into this application. So obviously you need to tell me your first and last name, your grade level, and then again, how you're going to attend, and then which one of the teams you're going to want to apply for. And then here are the questions that kind of tell you, or tell me, I should say, about why you would be good for that job. Okay? All right. So are there any questions on your final Moon, Mars, and Beyond assignments / RSVP thing?
No.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, I will be looking for all of these things today. Or, well, at least this week. The application isn't really due until, let's have it due no later than Friday. The sooner, the better. Okay.
This Friday?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and remember, you don't have a virtual classroom on Thursday, so you have extra time this week to spend on that. Okay, so if there are no other questions on Moon, Mars, and beyond, I want to kind of start reviewing what we did last Thursday now. I can't keep track of my days in the virtual classroom. So let me just see to make 100% sure everybody's ready to move on. So type a happy face into the chat if you are good with Moon, Mars, and beyond and you're ready. Okay.
Hold up.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Where's my chat? My chat's gone.
Oh, okay. Well, just say yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Okay, so last week we started switching gears a little bit and we started talking about persuasive articles. Persuasive articles that, two opposing sides to an issue. So we looked at zoos and whether or not we support zoos and expanding zoos. And then we started moving into space and whether or not we should explore space. Topics like that have two different sides. I mean, some people agree with it and some people do not. And it's completely fine, whichever side you personally agree with. It's fine. I'd like to start with our world-class outcomes, though. One thing I want you to know about world-class outcomes, we always should talk about those at the beginning of class and then hopefully again at the end if I remember. Those are your goals for why we are doing what we're doing. It's what I hope that you'll get out of this. Okay, so let's try to put these world-class outcomes in our own words because, like I said earlier, or I think I said it on Thursday, sometimes they're written in kind of adult language and they don't make a whole lot of sense to kids. So let's make them sound better for you. All right, let's talk about this first one, and then I'll turn your microphones back on. Our first world-class outcome is we need to evaluate multiple perspectives on global issues to develop a point of view. Okay, turn your microphones back on. What do you remember from last Thursday about that first world-class outcome? There's some people typing. Does anybody remember, we did kind of put it into our own words together. Does anybody remember what we said would make it easier to understand? Ooh, we're typing away. I can hear you, but your microphones are on if you want to just say it.
I know, Miss Bruns.
Okay, go ahead.
Multiply perspectives on global issues.
Yeah, multiple perspectives. That means they're multiple. That means more than one. Multiple perspectives.
Perspective means like a lot of people's opinions, maybe.
Yes. A lot of different opinions. And good, Clara, she just typed into the chat, listening to others and respecting others' opinions. So there are a lot of different opinions on, instead of global, let's just say worldwide issues. What does this mean? To develop point of view.
Well, it's your point of view of what you think.
Yeah. Your point of view is what you think and support. Okay, because remember we like to use data when we're supporting our opinions. Okay, so this is an easier way to think about that world-class outcome. It's looking at a lot of different people's opinions on worldwide issues and then thinking about what you support. Okay, did that make that first world-class outcome a little easier?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's look at our second goal. Our second goal is to reason abstractly and quantitatively to analyze data and generate solutions. That's kind of hard language. So here, I don't want any highlighting on right now. Let's break this down. If I am reasoning abstractly, what am I doing?
You're reasoning like originally, so of your own.
Reasoning on your own. Perfect. And quantitatively, that means you're using numbers, by numbers and data, okay, to analyze data and generate solutions. What does it mean to analyze data?
Well, to analyze data is to analyze it.
Yeah, so to look closely at it maybe?
Yeah, look closely.
Yeah, look closely at what the data says. Good.
And to generate solutions is to think, like add, multiply.
Oh, okay, so you're thinking solutions is like the answer, basically. So
Yeah.
generate solutions to come up with the answer. Whether or not you're adding or multiplying doesn't really matter. It's just coming up with your own answers. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to leave those up for us so that it's always easier for us to understand what it is that we're doing. Okay. How many people have well, and I know actually 2 of you have. How many people have started your project that's due on Friday?
Which project?
This one right here. Finding an image, chart, graph, or data to support whichever side you choose about space exploration.
I don't think I got the book yet.
Well, this one wasn't a book. Do you remember we read those 2 articles during the virtual classroom about space pros and space cons, and then we highlighted in different colors facts and opinions?
Oh.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what we
I had to highlight fact orange and opinion blue.
That's right. So yeah, we highlighted our facts in orange and we highlighted opinions in blue. And then
I started that already.
Perfect. By reading those 2 different sides, you probably came up with your own opinion, which perspective you thought was correct. Give me a happy face in the chat if you know which side of the issue you support.
I already did the project, by the way.
I know you did, Tristan. I'm so proud of you. So did Clara. Pat yourself on the back. And here is why you need to find something that helps you support your side. Find an image, a chart, a graph, or some data. Because I am going to make something called a task library. And let me just show you what it looks like. So all of those images, articles, graphs, and stuff that you find are going to show up on this document. This document is what's going to help you on your, I guess if you want to think of it as a test, this is what will help you on your final test or product, okay? So all of this stuff that you guys go out and find is going to be presented in something, it's not really, it doesn't really matter what it's called, but it's called a task library.
It's 10 o'clock.
Sorry.
That's okay. Don't worry about that.
So
I could do
Don't know how
either
to
like
fix
a
it.
graph or...
You can, and so here's an example. For example, maybe you want to find some data on how much money has been spent on the space program in the last 50 years. And
Alright,
yes,
I'm definitely going for graph.
yeah, Clara, that
I'm
was
going
your
for graph.
Okay, great. You can go for a graph. And Clara was just saying, was that my picture? She already noticed that I've already used her picture in that document that's going to help you. Isn't that cool?
Can you use me?
Yay! All right. And does everybody know where to upload that material?
No.
Okay,
No.
let me show you again.
No.
Is it 11, 11, 13? I type in?
I will show you the Dropbox. Oh, yeah. If you're looking for the agenda, yes, if that's what you're searching for. But the Dropbox to upload that material is in your homeroom page. And do you see it right here? It says space exploration material. That's where you're
Yeah.
going to upload. Yes, and your article was on there too, Tristan. Yay. That's
Do
where
we
you're going
have
to
it yet?
upload. I have it, yeah. Your article or your picture or your graph. That's where you're gonna put it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So last thing is your choice survey. I want you to click on this, and it's really simple. Okay. Which product would you like to work on? So think of the product as your final test when we get to it. Would you like to write a letter to the editor defending your point of view? Would you like to write a speech persuading others to agree with you? Or would you like to write a play with actors presenting your point of view? And are you for space exploration or are you against space exploration? This is going to help me put you into groups. Okay, so just know that basically if you don't choose anything, then you're just going to be put into a group, whatever group I feel like putting you into. So if you don't do this, then you won't have any say on your final product or test. Okay, so let me turn on your microphones again and ask you if there's any questions so far.
No. But Miss Bruns,
Yes.
the space material,
Uh-huh.
is it already in our home pages?
Yeah, that Dropbox is already on your homeroom page.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So do we have?
Go ahead, Micah.
What time do we do it?
Do it by Friday. The sooner the better, though. As soon as we're done here today, you're going to have a couple extra minutes, and you might as well just get started.
Miss Bruns.
Yes.
For the choice survey, would that be choosing what group you're in?
Yeah, it's going to help me put you into a group. Yes. So it just kind of helps me put you into a group of people. Like, let's just say that you want to write a letter to the editor. I'm going to put you in a group with other people who are going to help you with that letter. Okay?
Okay, and for you're for or against that, would you, what do you mean for, for or against it?
Oh, are you for space exploration or are you against space exploration?
Okay.
Okay? All right. All right, guys. So that was pretty cool. This is due no later than this Friday. So you guys have kind of a lot to work on so far this morning. You got to go back up here and start your application for Moon, Mars, and Beyond. You've got to, if you have not done so already, you've got to RSVP and let me know how you're going to attend for Moon, Mars, and Beyond. And then you got to switch gears, switch your brain over, and start thinking about our performance task. Let's call it our space performance task. And you need to find your image, chart, or data and upload it into the Dropbox. And then you have to fill out your little survey. Are there any? It won't take really, but.
So you have to find a chart or other stuff to find out if you're against people in zoos or animals or not against.
Well, remember, we're kind of done with the zoo pros or cons of zoos. That was just a practice to look at. The zoo thing was looking at an issue, a global issue that has two or multiple different perspectives. Now we're moving into space and whether or not we should continue to explore and spend money exploring space. So the zoo thing we're done with. We're moving on now to finding data to support whether or not we should continue to explore space. Okay? Does that make more sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Ms. Bruns?
Yes.
So you could pick if you could do an image, a chart, or a graph.
Yep. Yep. And if you find more than one and you want to upload more than one thing, that's fine too, but you don't have to. Yeah. I guess it could be an article too, whatever, just some kind of data. Okay?
Okay. So it could be whatever data. You could pick whatever data you want to do on it.
Well, I mean, it's something that you can't make it up. You're going to have to find it, when you search for it on Google. But it can be any of these. It can be an image, a chart, an article, graph, or some numbers, data, supporting whichever side you choose.
Okay.
Okay. All right. If you feel like you have enough to work on and you are able to come to the virtual classroom on Friday at 9:30, you are free to go. Okay?
Okay.
If you cannot come to the virtual classroom on Friday, you might want to stay and just kind of get a preview of what will start.
Ms.
Okay.
Bruns,
Yes.
what do we have to do for our space performance task, or is that the due by Friday?
Yeah, that's it. That's the
Oh.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Performance task work. Yeah. Does that make more sense?
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Is anybody staying? Probably not.
I am.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
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 Oh yeah, Mrs. Bruns, I sent the right zoos pros and cons. For some reason, the actual form of it and then our one that we made are named both the same thing. So
Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. I totally got it and it looked great. So,
thank you.
yeah, good job. Pat yourself on the back.
Bye.
Okay, bye. All right, so we have Micah and Tristan. So you guys are unable to come on Friday, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just kind of show you where we're going. I don't want to get into too much and confuse you because you have to do all of this stuff first. Okay, everything that I'm highlighting has to come first, or it's not going to really make as much sense. But what we're going to do on Friday, and we'll do it again next Monday, so don't worry, it's not like you won't see it a couple times. We're going to just review facts and opinions. So if you want to click on that Brain Pop movie and watch it, you are more than welcome to. And then the little Brain Pop activity that goes with it. Do you see how those are both linked and you can just click on them?
Yep.
Okay. And then also on Friday and again on Monday, you probably are wondering how you're going to be graded on this final project that you complete. And let me just show you what those projects are again. You're going to be in a group starting like next Monday. I'm going to assign your groups. And in your group, you're either going to be writing a letter, writing a speech, or writing a play. So it just depends on which one of these you wanted to work on, which one you're going to be doing. But you're probably wondering how you're going to be graded on it. So we're going to be looking at how you're going to be graded. So I'll pull that up. It's taking a minute. Just give it a second. Okay. It's loading. Finally. All right. So this is how, this is called a rubric. So let me just type. It's called a rubric. A rubric is how you get your points. So you obviously want to get as many points as possible in each one of these categories. So you're going to hope that you get a 4 in each one of your categories. But there's also a score of a 3, a 2, and a 1. And then at the bottom, I add up how many 4s you got, how many 3s you got, how many 2s or whatever, and then you get a score out of 20. Does that make sense so far?
Yep.
Okay. And actually, let's see. So there's 7. It should be out of 28 points. I'm glad I caught that. Because look, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 categories. We're hoping that you get all 4s. 7 times 4 is 28. That's the highest possible score. Okay. So just kind of keep that in mind, that's how, once you start working on that project, that's how you'll be graded. On Friday and again on Monday, I'm going to go over the project. Basically, you guys are going to be looking at that task library that you helped me create by finding the image or the article like you already did, Tristan. And we're going to go over that together. Okay, so that's what's going to help you when you do your final product. Okay, so that's what we'll go over that. Then you're going to find out on Monday if you're going to be doing the letter, the speech, or the play. Okay, you're going to be put into a group. Then I'm going to teach you your group how to use one Google document so that everybody is working on the same product. Okay, so it's a group project. It's actually, not individual. It's a group project, and you're all going to be expected to help each other. And then you have like 2 weeks basically. So that Monday is when it's going to be presented. And Tristan, I know you're going to be out of town that Monday, so it's not a huge deal. As long as you have participated in creating it, you'll be fine. Okay? So that's just a preview of what I'm going to kind of walk through on Friday. But first things first, you guys got to back up and you got to start here. You got to start with number 1, then number 2, and then number 3. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Look for this again. If you don't know how to find this agenda, or do you? Do you know how to find your agenda?
I do.
Okay, perfect. Well, then pull it up and you're able to click on everything really easily. Micah, do you know how to find your agenda?
I'll pull it up real quickly.
Okay.
I've got it up.
Okay, perfect. Well, if you got it up, then you are fantastic. You're able to click on all of these links for yourself and go through everything that you need to do.
I just have one question.
Sure.
Wait one moment. Let me just access it.
Okay.
So my question is, when is like this task thing due?
Part of it is due by Friday. So this part where you have to find an image or a chart, that's going to be due by Friday. Okay?
Okay, I did that. And what about the second part?
Okay, and then you filled out your choice survey. Did you fill that out?
Yep.
Okay, then you're good. The part where you're actually going to start on your letter to the editor and all that kind of stuff, that's not going to be due until the 25th of November. So if you've already done this, Tristan, this part right here, then you're good to go.
Okay.
You're good to go. All you need to really worry about is your mission application for Moon, Mars, and Beyond.
Perfect.
Okay?
Yep.
All right. And Micah, I think you need to probably do both sections, both Moon, Mars, and Beyond and this next assignment. Okay?
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, I will be looking forward to seeing your work, and I will see you, I guess maybe not on Friday, but I'll talk to you later this week.
Yep.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.